you thought it was yours. You prayed for it. You fought for it. You cried for it. But just when you were about to touch it, Allah took it away. What if I told you that loss wasn't a punishment, but the moment Allah started preparing you for something you can't even imagine? Listen carefully, because this no is not the end of your story. It's the opening to the most powerful chapter of your life. Lesson 1. Allah saved you from hidden disaster. You thought it was everything you ever wanted. That person seemed perfect. That job looked like your big break. That dream you held on to for so long finally seemed within reach. And you prayed, cried, and begged Allah to make it happen. But then, suddenly, it slipped away. The relationship ended. The opportunity disappeared. The door slammed shut in your face. And you were left wondering, why, Ya Allah? Why would you take this from me when I wanted it so much? What you didn't realize in that moment is that Allah was saving you from something you were completely blind to. You saw beauty. Allah saw the cracks underneath. You saw excitement. Allah saw exhaustion. You saw a bright future. Allah saw a storm waiting on the other side. That person you wanted so badly. Maybe they would have broken your heart in ways you can't even imagine. That job you thought would change your life. Maybe it would have drained your health, your peace, your connection with your family. That dream you were chasing, maybe it would have pulled you so far away from Allah that you'd lose yourself trying to hold on to it. We only see the surface. We see the smiles, the promises, the opportunities. But Allah, Al-Basur, the all-seeing, sees behind the curtain. He sees the moments that would have shattered you, the betrayal that would have left you questioning your worth, the nights you would have cried yourself to sleep if He hadn't stopped you. And it's not because Allah wants to make you suffer. It's because He loves you so deeply, so purely, that He removes what you think you need so He can give you what will truly protect and elevate you. At the time, it feels cruel. It feels like punishment. It feels like loss. But in reality, it's mercy wearing the mask of heartbreak. One day, you'll look back and say, Alhamdulillah. You'll understand why it didn't work out. You'll see that you were saved from a disaster you couldn't have survived. You'll realize that if you had walked through that door, you might have lost your peace, your health, your faith, or even your sense of self. Allah is not trying to break you. He is trying to build you, to protect your heart, your future, and your connection to Him. So if something slips away, if something you wanted with all your heart doesn't happen, hold on to this truth. Allah's no today might be the Alhamdulillah on your lips tomorrow, because He saved you from a disaster you never saw coming. Never even saw coming. Lesson 2. Delay builds the version of you that can handle the blessing. You wanted it now. You prayed for it with all your heart. You thought, why not now, Ya Allah? Why do I have to wait so long? But what you didn't realize is Allah wasn't just preparing the blessing for you. He was preparing you for the blessing. There are certain things you ask for that require a stronger, wiser, more patient version of yourself. And if Allah gave them to you too soon, they might break you instead of bless you. Think about it. Would you give a child the keys to a car before they know how to drive? Would you hand someone a crown before they've learned how to lead? Because power without wisdom is dangerous, and blessings without preparation can destroy. That delay you're experiencing? It's not wasted time. It's shaping time. It's the time when Allah is teaching you patience, resilience, and trust. It's the time when He's healing the parts of you that would have sabotaged the blessing if it came too soon. Maybe you need to learn how to handle heartbreak before He sends you the right person. Maybe you need to learn gratitude before He opens the door to wealth. Maybe you need to strengthen your trust in Him before He hands you the opportunity you've been begging for. Because what good is a blessing if your heart isn't ready to carry it? With humility, with gratitude, with faith. Sometimes we cry over the delay, but if we saw what Allah was protecting us from, we would fall into sujood in gratitude. The waiting period is not a punishment. It's a classroom. Allah is molding you, polishing you, preparing you. So when the blessing arrives, you don't just receive it. You honor it. You protect it. You thank Allah for it. Every single day. One day, when the blessing finally comes, you will look back and understand why you had to wait. And you will whisper through grateful tears, "Ya Allah, you knew exactly what I needed, and exactly when I needed it." Lesson 3. Rejection is redirection to something greater. You wanted it so much. You put your heart into it. You made dua. You dreamed about it. You even imagined your life with it. But then came the rejection, the closed door, the no that shook your heart. And in that moment, it felt like everything was falling apart. You asked yourself, "Why, Ya Allah? Why would you lead me here, just to turn me away?" But what you don't see yet is that every rejection from Allah is actually a redirection toward something far greater. Sometimes, you are so focused on what you want that you can't see the better path Allah is guiding you toward. You're looking at the tiny window in front of you, but Allah is about to open a door you never even imagined. We often get attached to people, plans, dreams, opportunities, and we assume they are the answer, the breakthrough, the happiness we've been searching for. But Allah, in His mercy, knows what we need, not just what we want. That rejection wasn't to humiliate you. It wasn't to crush you. It was to reroute you towards something that aligns with your purpose, your growth, your faith, and your ultimate good. Think about the jobs you didn't get, the people who walked away, the doors that slammed in your face. Now think about where you ended up afterward. Maybe you met better people. Maybe you discovered hidden talents. Maybe you were forced to rely on Allah in a way you never had before. That rejection became your turning point. Allah never wastes your pain. Every disappointment is part of a larger plan, moving you closer to the person you were meant to become and the life that was written just for you. So when you face rejection, don't sink into despair. Instead, lift your hands and say, "Ya Allah, I trust you. Redirect me to where you want me to be. Take me toward what is best for my dunya and my akhirah, this life and the next." Because the truth is, what you think you lost is often nothing compared to what Allah is preparing to give you. One day, you will look back and realize that rejection wasn't the end of your story. It was the chapter that led to the most beautiful beginning. Lesson 4. Clinging to what Allah removed will only harm you. You held on so tightly. You thought, if I just try harder, if I just wait longer, maybe this will work out. You poured your energy, your love, your time, your heart into it. But then, without warning, it slipped away. The person left. The opportunity closed. The chapter ended. And instead of letting go, you kept clinging. You kept replaying the past, wondering what you did wrong, blaming yourself, refusing to move forward. But here's the deep truth we often overlook. When Allah removes something from your life, It's not because He wants to break you. It's because He knows that if you keep holding on, it will harm you in ways you can't yet see. Sometimes, the very thing you're clinging to is the very thing that's draining your peace, weakening your heart, distracting you from your purpose. You may think you can't live without it, but Allah, in His mercy, knows you will only start living fully when you release it. Holding on to what Allah has taken away turns a test into a self-imposed prison. You keep yourself stuck in pain, in memories, in what could have been, instead of walking toward the healing and new blessings waiting for you. Letting go doesn't mean you didn't love deeply. It doesn't mean you failed. It means you are surrendering to the one who knows what's best for you, even when you don't understand. There's a kind of freedom that only comes when you stop resisting Allah's plan. When you say, "Ya Allah, I don't understand why, but I trust that you removed this for my good." That's when your heart begins to heal. That's when the heaviness lifts. That's when new doors begin to open. And remember, whatever Allah takes away, He can replace it with something better, something purer, something that aligns with the person He's shaping you to be. One day, you'll look back at what you let go of, and instead of pain, you'll feel peace. You will whisper, "Alhamdulillah, Ya Allah, you knew what I needed long before I did." Lesson 5. The right blessing comes without begging or breaking. You tried so hard. You gave your time, your heart, your energy. You waited. You prayed. You sacrificed. You told yourself, "If I just hold on a little longer, maybe this will work out." But no matter what you did, it always felt heavy, like you were pulling something uphill, constantly afraid it would slip away. Here's a truth many people don't understand. When something is truly a blessing from Allah, it will never require you to beg. It will never demand that you break yourself just to keep it. And it will never force you to sacrifice your peace or your dignity. What's meant for you, what's written for you in your qadr, destiny, will find its way to you at the right time, without you having to destroy yourself to make it stay. Yes, you will still have to work. You will still have to be patient, to put in effort, to show up with sincerity. But you won't have to lower your self-respect. You won't have to lose your values or compromise your faith. You won't have to carry all the weight alone. The right blessing will feel like a door that opens with ease after a long journey, not a door you have to break down with your bare hands. It will bring you peace, not just excitement. It will bring you closer to Allah, not drag you farther away from Him. Look at your life. Look at the things you've been chasing. Are they leaving you drained? Are they making you feel like you're never enough? Are they demanding that you constantly prove yourself just to feel worthy? If so, maybe it's time to step back and ask, is this really a blessing? Or is this something I'm forcing out of fear of losing it? Allah does not give you something that will destroy your heart. What He gives you will grow you, heal you, and lead you toward Him. It will make you stronger, not weaker. It will make you thankful, not anxious. It will remind you of your worth, not make you question it. So don't be afraid to release what's breaking you. Don't be afraid to walk away from what's draining your soul. Because when you let go of what isn't meant for you, you open your hands to receive what is. And when it comes, that true blessing, that right person, that right opportunity, you'll realize you never had to fight so hard for it. Because what was written for you was always being guided gently to your heart. One day, you'll look back and say, Alhamdulillah, Ya Allah, you replaced what broke me with what built me. Lesson 6. Pain is shaping you into someone unshakable. You've been wondering why it hurts so much. Why you cry at night when, Lesson 6, pain is shaping you into someone unshakable. No one sees why your heart feels so heavy, why it seems like one test after another keeps crashing into your life. You look up and ask, Ya Allah, why this pain? Why now? Why me? But what you don't see yet is this. The pain you're carrying is not meant to destroy you. It's meant to shape you, to carve strength into your soul, to build a version of you that no storm, no loss, no disappointment can ever break. Pain is a powerful teacher. It strips away what's false. It humbles you. It softens your heart toward Allah, and it stretches your patience in ways comfort never could. Without pain, we remain fragile. Without tests, we remain shallow. Without hardship, we remain unaware of how deeply we need Allah. Every tear you cry, every moment you fall into sajda, begging for relief, every time you get up after being knocked down, that's Allah molding you, strengthening you, and preparing you for a level of resilience you never thought you were capable of. Maybe you lost someone you loved and thought you'd never recover. But look at you, you're still standing. Maybe you faced rejection or failure that shattered your confidence. But now you're rebuilding, piece by piece, with more wisdom than before. You see, Allah is not punishing you with pain. He is polishing your heart, removing attachments to this dunya, and bringing you closer to Him. Because in the fire of hardship, we burn away what's weak and discover what's unshakable inside of us. And here's the most beautiful part. Every time you survive what you thought would break you, you become a source of light for others. You become someone who can lift the fallen, who can comfort the broken, because you've walked that path yourself. So don't hate your pain. Don't curse the season you're in. Say, Ya Allah, I don't understand, but I trust you are shaping me for something greater. Because one day you will look back and you will realize that the pain you thought was the end of you was actually the making of you. And you will stand strong with scars that shine and whisper, Alhamdulillah, for every hardship that turned me into this version of myself. Lesson 7. Trust that what's meant for you will find you. You've been waiting. You've been hoping. You've been wondering when it will finally be your turn. You look at others, the ones who seem to have it all, the love, the success, the opportunities, and you whisper to yourself, when will it be me? Why does it feel like everything I want keeps slipping away? But here's a truth that will set your heart free. What's written for you, what Allah has decreed in your qadr, will find you, no matter how far it seems, no matter how many detours life takes you through, no matter how long you've been waiting. What's meant for you is already on its way. You don't have to chase it until you're exhausted. You don't have to break your back proving your worth. You don't have to beg anyone to love you, or force doors to open that were never meant for you. Your risk, provision, your spouse, your success, your healing, all of it is in Allah's hands, moving toward you in its appointed time. You see, we live in a world of comparison and hurry. We panic when we fall behind. We look at timelines, milestones, age, and convince ourselves we're failing. But Allah's plan is not measured by the clock you hold in your hand. It's measured by His perfect wisdom. He knows when your heart is ready, when your life is ready, when the people meant for you are ready. There are things you may have wanted 5 years ago. And now you look back and say, Alhamdulillah, I didn't get that. I wasn't ready. And there are things you're asking for today that Allah will give you at the exact moment they will elevate you, not crush you. Trust that what's meant for you will arrive, without you having to destroy yourself along the way. It will arrive when your heart is prepared to carry it with gratitude, not desperation. And until that moment comes, Allah is already blessing you with something priceless: growth, patience, resilience, and a heart that is learning to rely on Him completely. So next time you look at someone else's blessing and feel left behind, remind yourself, you are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are on your own divine timeline. And what's written for you is patiently waiting for its time to enter your life. And one day, when it finally arrives, you will smile through grateful tears and say, Ya Allah, you knew exactly what I needed, and you brought it to me when I was ready, not when I was impatient. Lesson 8. Gratitude in loss unlocks hidden blessings. You've felt the sting of loss. You've watched something or someone slip away from your life, leaving behind an emptiness you didn't know how to fill. You sat in silence asking yourself, why, Ya Allah? Why would you take this from me when you knew how much it meant to me? In those moments of loss, it's easy to fall into despair. It's easy to feel abandoned, to let the pain cloud your vision, to believe that nothing good could ever come out of this. But here's a truth that only those who walk through loss come to understand. Gratitude in loss unlocks blessings that are invisible to the ordinary eye. When you say Alhamdulillah, not just when you gain, but when you lose, you are showing Allah a heart that truly trusts Him. You are showing Him that your faith is not conditional, that you worship the giver, not just the gifts. Loss has a strange way of clearing space. It removes attachments you were leaning on too tightly. It pulls you out of comfort zones that were holding you back. It reminds you, sometimes painfully, that nothing in this world is permanent, and that the only true constant is Allah. When you practice gratitude even while your heart aches, you open a secret door between you and your Lord. Because that's when you're saying, Ya Allah, I don't understand why you took this, but I trust that you see what I can't. I trust that in this empty space, you will plant something better, something I didn't even know I needed. And slowly, the blessings begin to appear. Maybe it's peace in your heart where there was once turmoil. Maybe it's a new opportunity you never saw coming. Maybe it's a closeness to Allah that you never would have tasted if your life had stayed smooth and easy. Gratitude in loss softens your heart. It teaches you humility. It removes the illusion of control and replaces it with surrender. And most beautifully, it attracts the mercy and favor of Allah in ways you can't calculate. One day, you will look back and realize that loss was not just an ending, it was a beginning, a doorway into a deeper relationship with your Lord, and a life reshaped by blessings you would have missed if you hadn't whispered, Alhamdulillah, Ya Allah, even in this. So next time you cry over a blocked door, remember, the one who closed it loves you more than you can imagine. Say Alhamdulillah in the waiting, because behind that no is a blessing you can't even see.